What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody, and today is November 21st, 2025. And welcome to all of you guys in the live stream chat and to those who will be watching on the replay. Please give me a thumbs up in the live stream chat if you can hear me. Also, today we have a special guest, Widow's son, from his channel. If you guys want to find his channel, I have it pinned to the description of the video. It's really easy to find right there on the video. But Widow's son, give us a hi, hello, and make sure they can hear both of us.
Hi, everybody. It's really cool to be here, especially for the people who are familiar with me coming on the Cody's channel. I used to be a lot more active when I had a lot more time, and I know that since then there's been a bunch of new subscribers to his channel, so I'm probably gonna be meeting a lot of new people. I go by Sean. You know, my channel's name is Widow's Son, but my name's Sean. And what we're going to talk about today is basically a snippet of what the overall theme of my channel is, because it's all anchored around a single theme and a single verse, which is John 10:30. I and my Father are one. And I started noticing. I mean, I see it almost in every single aspect of like in politics and sports, and then since Cody started doing a lot of WWE stuff, I was able to start seeing it there too. So what we're going to share today is something that I started bringing up to him back in March, and it connected all the way perfectly with what happened recently when John Cena had his final match in at the Madison Square Garden. So I'll just give you some context. Can I share my screen real quick? I just want to show kind of like.
Yeah, sure.
Right, let me request. Okay. Okay. Just more personally, the reason where the catalyst for me to get onto this father-son train, I guess, is my father. He died when I was it was a long time ago. I was 7 years old, and now I'm 34. But last year, I reached the age that he was when I was born, and I was just kind of thinking that was going to be an interesting time because we would have that overlap, you know. And it was like a very like perfect amount of like weeks and months, and so once that happened, I started finding just the craziest synchronicities with really big events, like really big events. And it started around June of 2024, because that's when I hit that age. So I think this was when it started in this area here. So this is when I really started to find like these crazy synchronicities with my dad, his death, and his age when I was born. And I started. So this is just some context. Like everything is all about like, see, my dad's death, my dad, my dad. So that's kind of why the gist of what I'm trying to show is like it's a little bit different than just decoding events. Like it's heavily a synchronicity based channel around that event in my life, and I find really crazy things with the connections to like the stars and the events going on in the world. So I just wanted to share that just so you can have context of where I'm coming from. And you can see here, yeah, the bio is John 10:30. I and my Father are one. So I have a very a central focus, and that's what we're gonna talk about today with the WWE. And yeah, so do you want to take it back real quick?
Yeah, that was a good introduction as to why. Again, as Sean mentioned, guys, just to give it a bit of an addition to all this, me and Sean were doing videos over a year and a half ago, before all this father sons. I mean, before like the big synchronicities even happened. We were talking about earthquakes and stuff, and we might even talk about that in this video in a little bit. But um, like, so and I can vouch for him. He's been talking about this chapter or this verse for months, almost a year now, probably, or over that, probably. I don't know how long exactly, but um, so it just from my point of view, I was seeing these things coming, aligning with what he was talking about. And of course, going back a few days, let's just go back a few days. Let me introduce the whole scenario so they understand. So as Sean mentioned, this comedian, Andrew Scholes, he showed up in Madison Square Garden on John Cena's final Raw appearance. And here we are talking about John Cena, right? The retiring wrestler, JC. He's got the JC, he's got the John, like the Book of John. And Andrew Scholes showing up here in John Cena's final match and getting in a confrontation with the Judgment Day. Okay, notice the highlight here. It says Andrew Scholes gets in a confrontation with. It doesn't say that here, but I'm sure somewhere it says that. But anyway, just to preface this group right here that Andrew Scholes is talking with is the Judgment. He's fighting with them, right? The Judgment Day. This immediately makes you think of the Bible, the Book of Revelation, and of course, the Book of Revelation is also called the Apocalypse of John. So this whole thing, and apocalypse actually means the unveiling. And notice that back here, there's this on the first Raw of the year, when they first came on Netflix. They had this. This was their first episode of Raw on Netflix, and they had these characters tearing through the veil, right? The unveiling. This was literally earlier this year, right? Right after the Pope opened all those portals that he said he was going to open. It was like right around the fires of the LA fires. This was all happening. And their front cover of the first Raw on Netflix was literally tearing through or unveiling themselves, right? Like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that's what they're doing here. So the unveiling at the beginning of the year, and then here's Scholes coming twice now. This is not his first time. This was again on the 17th of November, the day that I had that whole. If you guys have been watching, that's the day I had the whole thing happen with with Ben Hutton scoring a goal number 17 when he was 1,700 weeks old, and his birthday was on the day that John Cena won his 17th title. And just to go back to the number 17, just in basic gematria, the word God equals 17. And well, I just noticed something too. This is just a bit off topic, but God equals 330. Well, Donald Trump is going to turn 330 Mercury years on December 7th. Wow. But yeah, maybe we'll talk about that in a minute. But God equals 17, right? So with that being said, on the 17th, Andrew Scholes shows up. He's talking with the Judgment Day, the Book of Revelation. John Cena is there. And he's fighting alongside the. Let me see if I can just find the picture again. So John Cena is, guys, and again, you guys might be like, why you keep talking about John Cena and this? Well, it's just so important. It's so symbolic of what's coming, guys. It's funny how my views are going down and people are less interested in this stuff, but they should be more interested at this point, because I think what's coming in December and starting in 2026 is really going to be even bigger than the Charlie Kirk stuff. So people are going to be shocked when something goes down at some point, and they were like, oh, then they're going to be coming back to the channel. But at least right now, these events are setting up something coming, right? This is the Judgment Day getting beaten down by John, right? And the guy over here on the, I just want to mention this, the guy over here on the right, his name is Rey Mysterio. And he's beating his son here. Okay, so father and son right here, and then John Cena right here. Okay, so I'm just introducing the topic, and then we're gonna let Widow's son share his why Andrew Schultz specifically is here at this event, right? And then why we have of course, again, shout out to him. He's been talking about the Father, the Son. He's been talking about the garden, and he's been talking about Revelation. It was literally all in this episode of Monday Night Raw. Okay. And he doesn't even decode wrestling. I'm the one that decodes wrestling, but what he's been talking about manifested perfectly on November 17th. Okay. So I'll give you the floor, Sean, with your slides, and then you guys are going to want to stick around and see how crazy some of these numbers connections are and how this perfectly aligns with John Cena and Andrew Schultz. So you can share your screen whenever you're ready, and then we'll get to your slides.
Okay, so like Cody said, there's two. So Andrew Schultz, he showed up twice. He has two appearances, and we're gonna start with the first one. So the first one was on March 10th, 2025, and this stood out to me because right before, so like I said, like whenever I see like father stuff, like it stands out to me. And then I had noticed that he came out with this new special called Life in the beginning of March. And it as you can see here, the main topic of his special is him becoming a father. So it unpacks the wildest moments of his life, or the wildest moment of his life, becoming a father. So I remember when this came out.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You can click that. You see that thing that says hide there? You can click hide.
Oh, my bad.
That way, okay, yeah, because it's hiding that stuff a bit. It's doing exactly what it says it's doing, hiding. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, I'll read it again. So Andrew Schultz unpacks the wildest moment of his life, becoming a father. And like I said, I remember when this it didn't even come out yet. I just remember seeing the advertisement for it. And I had put I'll get into that in a second, but like Cody said, this is the verse. Okay, this is the cornerstone, like I showed you guys before, of my whole channel. John 10:30. I and my Father are one. So simple, so concise, but so profound and so connected. It's insane. But I remember Casey Jones actually was the first person that like made me start noticing this Andrew Schultz stuff way before even he became a father, because he went to see him live with his wife. And then I remember he had a crazy synchronicity with him that's super profound. But then he like brought up to me how his birthday is October 30th, 10:30. And like I said, the conversation I was having with Casey was even before the special even came out. I think it was even before he actually became a father. So that's what's really interesting. But so yeah, keep this in mind. So 10:30.
And I just want to emphasize, just go back one moment, guys. I just want to emphasize the absolute odds that this guy would be showing up, connecting with the Father and the Son in WWE right now. And Widow's son is talking about all this stuff. And it just so happens that this guy had a thing, came out with a thing called about being a father. And then he just happens to have the perfect birthday to go with the one verse, John 10:30. And considering that John Cena, I just don't think people grasp the gravity of just this right here is profound. Like, we don't even need just him having this birthday, just him showing up at John Cena's last match, and it being John 10:30, and at John 10 and in John Cena's last match, a father was fighting a son, right? So it's just right there itself is profound. So yeah, just go ahead, Sean. I just wanted to like really let people know like how this right here just by itself is in so many ways profound.
No, yeah, exactly. Like that's perfect because that's exactly like what I'm trying to get at. Like it's like, and it builds up from here too, which is crazy. But even when I was talking to Casey about it before, that's what like really blew my mind when he came out with that special, the Netflix special, because I remember me and Casey were even talking about him and him having that birthday before he even had the special, before it was about him becoming a father. So I remember we made that connection together with the 1030, and then he comes out with the special about him becoming a father, and I was like, what the heck? Like, what are the odds of that?
Well, and
And
let's not overlook the numerology of this, because the numerology of 1030 breaks down to 4, which is the tetragrammaton. And the not only does the numerology break down to 4, but just basic numerology, if you just remove the zeros, is 13. Well, Jesus was considered technically the 13th of the 12, and 13 is the Trinity, is 1, 3, and 1, right? So I think it's really important to understand that the 3 and 1, when you see the 1 and the 3 together, it's like the Trinity. It's the 3 into being all one, right? That's the whole basis of the Bible, is the Trinity, the 3 into 1, which is
wow,
also
that's really good. I didn't even I that went over my head, but that's perfect too.
right. That's why I'm trying to really just stay on this page for a minute and break down all these profound meanings to this one number on our screen. Is this 1030, right? The 1030 connects to the I and my Father are one, and then you break that down, you get the 4, and again 4 is associated with the tetragrammaton, that's 4 letters, right? Or the 13, which again is the Trinity, 3 and 1, right? 1, all 3 are 1, right? If you bring up the Trinity, you're going to see three different things being 1. So it just, to me, that there's so many different meanings from just this one number.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And John Cena's last match is going to be on the 13th, which that's exactly why, right? That's the reason. It's the Trinity. It's that same concept. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and it's 12, and it's cool because it's 12, 13. So then the 12 could also be like the 12 disciples, the 12 tribes
Wait, yeah,
next to the.
right. And 10 December is actually the 10th month. So 1013, right?
Oh
So
right. Oh
you even
oh yeah,
have
yeah.
you even have that kind of similarity there even.
That's true. That's good. So just to move on a little bit, so I just want to provide some context because this is why, like, this is how things pop up to me, and this is why it's like this journey is just really crazy for me because um, this was the conversation I was having with Cody, and I was showing how. See, this is the 16th. This was 2 days after the Pi eclipse, but 8 days before that was March 8th. Okay, so 8 days before that was March 8th. And 2 days after I posted this, he shows up on Raw. So that's obviously that's not super profound because he could have just been that kind of goes hand in hand because he could have been promoting his special. That's why he was at Raw. Maybe that's why like he released it around that time so it could line up like that, you know. But there's little details about that that lined up with the father stuff even more because for one, it was March 10th, like 310, and father is 310 in standard.
And March 10th can be written 103, which is the same numerology as 1030. So
Right, right. So there's that the 310 father equals 310, and then oh yeah, so I thought about how it was right around the pi eclipse on March 14th, um, because pi. Um, so the aspect of being, I and my father are one. What we're going to be showing is like it's full circle. It's about coming full circle, going back to it. We'll try we'll try not to get too deep into it because it gets so deep into like consciousness and all that, and it's like um maybe maybe another time, but um I'll try to make it as brief as possible. But yeah, like going back to the father, going back to square one, the being one with the father before being banished from the garden, right? Because Adam and Eve, they were able to be in perfect harmony before they ate from the tree, and that's being one with the father in perfect harmony. And then there's the fall. But the thing is that the Bible, it talks about the Garden of Eden. In Revelation, it talks about the Garden of Eden being restored. Okay, so when you think about the prophecy, if we are living in the if the prophecy is being fulfilled, then that means that we are going back to the start, which is pi. So pi is the circle from point going from start to finish, beginning to end. That's why Jesus said, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last." So just keep all that in mind. That's why like it was also perfect that it was all around the pi eclipse. And um so something we forgot to mention, or yeah, so it's important that both of the times that he showed up at the WWE, it was both at the garden, like the Garden of Eden. Okay, so this was something I also noticed when he was talking to Logan Paul. This was like um, when he was first introduced. So for one, the New York, the Big Apple, like the fruit. Like I know in the Bible it doesn't really specifically say it was an apple, but that is, I think, without a doubt. Um, I don't think anybody can deny that that is the first thing you think of. Like if you're thinking about someone says Garden of Eden, that is exactly what you think of, and I think there's a reason for that. So that's just kind of a connection that you can't really like you can't debunk just because like you're saying like, oh, like it doesn't actually say it in the Bible, but it's because it's such a real connection, because I know for a fact that's what everyone thinks. You know what I mean? I'm getting at, Cody.
Yeah, with the apple, I mean, the most common association with whatever the fruit is always the apple, right? So, like the fact that the garden is in the Big Apple, an apple has a bite. That's the big clue. Is apple there? The symbol for apple has a bite out of it. So, like that association is, even though it's not explicitly stated in the Bible, it was an apple. It's still it's still a big important piece that is obviously in the consciousness of humanity that it was an apple. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. And then the second part, so here on his arm, Logan Paul. So that's just like the compass, north, south, east, west. But what that's really the way that ties to the Garden of Eden, on a spiritual level, is like when you think of when you think of the directions, right? Like all four directions, they're outwardly going separate directions, but they're all coming from one source. They're all coming from one center point. So all the directions are attached to one single source, one single center point. And that is the essence of the Garden of Eden, because that is the source of all. And pretty much like what the illusion that we see, um like is that's exactly what it is. It's an illusion. Everything that we see is an illusion of um separation, when we are all attached to the same single source. Like that's the essence of going back to the father, going back to the center, right? And then these are so it's like the four rivers branching out from the center, but it's going it's attached to a single, you know what I mean? So that's what I believe, that's what was up that that's about with his arm, and then the apple in New York, and they're at the garden, Madison Square Garden, Garden of Eden, on top of everything, all the other stuff with his birthday being 10/30. It was on 3/10. Father equals 3/10. It was right after he um, released this on Netflix, like a week. He was on Raw a week after he released this on Netflix about him becoming a father. So hopefully by now you guys can see where I'm coming from. And on to top it off, so I had mentioned those details to Cody, and then he's the one who pointed this out to me, the connection with, because okay, so what happened was Logan Paul's like, oh, like, who'd you come here to see? You come here to see me? And he's like, Logan Paul, like, like, don't kid yourself. We all know who I came here to see AJ Styles. And then AJ Styles, so Logan Paul starts like punking on him, and AJ Styles comes and saves him. So um so yeah, Cody, if you want to elaborate on this, I'll introduce it briefly, but so Cody, he was like, do you understand like how that adds on to the father son thing even more? Because AJ Styles, he fought both the father and son, Cody Rhodes, and his father, Dusty Rhodes. And is it confirmed that he is the only one who fought both of them? Is that true?
No, he is. There's only two, but
Okay.
but the other one is important too because the other one is the snake.
Okay. Oh,
Think about that. The other
yeah.
one is Cody's mentor from when he was a wrestler before he. Because remember, Cody is the prodigal son. He left. He grew up in the WWE from his father. He got his start in the WWE under Randy Orton, whose nickname is the Viper. And Randy Orton, after Cody Rhodes left WWE, he came back, right? He was the prodigal son, which is exactly what you've been talking about, going back, right?
Yeah, exactly. The return.
It's also crazy, interesting how this whole thing ended with Cody and his father. The last time that Cody spoke on live TV to his father, he said, "I wish you were not my father," or something to that effect. If you guys go look up the video, the last, and it was coded too. It was pretty crazy how it was coded, but I think his father died like 116 days after he said that to him on live TV, and Cody Rhodes equals 116, and Dusty Rhodes died on 11/6 June 11th. But to what you're pointing out is that yes, it is true because you're talking about two whole different decades here. Dusty Rhodes was a wrestler like 2 decades ago now. So AJ Styles is one of the two wrestlers that I know that I'm pretty sure is only two that that fought both the father Dusty Rhodes and the son Cody Rhodes. So and let me just reiterate, Cody Rhodes is the star of the WWE right now. He's the champion of the whole WWE. He is they call him the quarterback of the WWE. And why is that? Well, I think it's because what Sean's talking about is relevant, of course, because why would they put the one guy whose whole story, his whole character is based off of father and son relationship? His father is his whole basis for his comeback. It's what got people behind him, you know. So it's all about the father and the son. And the other father and son in the company is also really Dominic Mysterio, who we haven't talked about, but his dad is one of the other famous wrestlers, but he keeps for 2 or 3 years now, he's been going back and forth with his dad. He hasn't had a good relationship, right? But anyway, their fight or their thing is the other big, and Dominic Mysterio is being groomed into being the next star of the WWE. So you see that the two big stories, the two big stars in the WWE right now are all about father son. It's so clear that this is amazing. Why is that? Why out of all the wrestlers in the company, are these two all about the father and the son. And in fact, even one of their new stars, Braun Breaker, his father was in the WWE, and he's being groomed to be one of the next stars. So there's even that's going to come later. I mean, he's not a star yet, Braun Breaker, but they're grooming him to be that. So you guys just got to understand it's pretty crazy how it connects with how that it would be possible that Cody Rhodes would be the one to lead the company.
And you can even go to Cody's channel from, I mean, I know for sure over a year. I don't know if it's been 2 years, but he was even talking about Cody and his father um a lot. Like he did a lot of decodes on them together, and then um and it was like separate from my father's son work, and it it came together perfectly when I was noticing this stuff with, like, who I don't know anyone else who would have like thought much of this guy, this comedian. I forgot if you guys don't know who he is. I forgot to like mention who he is. So he's a stand-up comedian and he's a podcaster. Pretty big. Um, I, I've liked his work. I enjoy watching his podcast. He has a cool personality, but that's who he is, and that's why it's like weird that like they're using, like, who would have thought that they'd be using this guy, but it makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. Like, it reinforces how important this like father son theme is, um that they would um bring in this guy who's like separate from the WWE, like a kind of like a, I guess, B-list celebrity or whatever, to to reinforce it even more. Um, so the way they do it is very,
And,
it's
and let's not forget that Andrew, his name, it connects because Andrew was the first apostle that Jesus called, right?
oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
And so Saint Andrew was the first apostle, and Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland, which again ties back to me. And guys, if you guys could really grasp all the organic connections that are going on here between me, my name is Cody. We're talking about Cody Rhodes. In fact, I've told this many times, but his name is Cody R. My name is Cody R. Uh, like there's so many connections, but Andrew is the patron of Scotland, and Scotland is where my last name comes from. And who is Cody Rhodes feuding with right now? Who's his main like enemy right now? It's the Scottish warrior Andrew. Like, if you turn into WWE right now, you're going to see Cody Rhodes is fighting with Drew McIntyre, whose real name is Andrew. Where is he from? Scotland. What's the patron saint of Scotland? Andrew, which is St. Andrew's Cross, which is the X cross on the flag of Scotland. So this also ties into some sort of interesting connection between England and Scotland, maybe England representing the father and Scotland representing the son, something like that. Because England and Scotland are huge, like, connection with how they've always been fighting over the ages, but they became the United Kingdom, right? They became one. So this whole thing ties into that. And I think the Super Bowl could have that theme, as I've mentioned before, because if the Lions and the Colts go, it would be the Lion England versus the unicorn. Think about it too. The unicorn. The unicorn is the symbol of Scotland. What's the unicorn? When you think say unicorn, you have to say unity, like becoming one, right? United unicorn, United States, United Kingdom, uni, right? So it all has the same thing. It really does. But go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, and I did share this with you at the time, but it might have got missed. But his mom is from Scotland too, Andrew Schultz, so he's Scottish.
Oh, well, that makes his last name is German though, right?
Yeah, his dad's German, is from Germany, or German descent, and his mom's Scottish.
Yeah. Well, don't forget the Germans are very connected to England. There's a lot of theories that the Germans that King Charles is actually a German is comes from a German bloodline. So it would make sense that, and yeah, so it would make complete sense that this would be the, and Trump, what's Trump's heritage? German and Scottish. Think about it.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah,
So it's the same theme.
from New
It
York too.
really,
From New York.
yeah, it's he's from New York. Trump has the Scottish heritage, his mother, right? His father. Wait, is it the same as Andrew Scholl's? It is, isn't it? Because you
Yeah,
said Andrew Scholl's mother is Scottish, right?
yeah,
So yeah, Trump's mother is Scottish, and his father is German. So exactly the same as Scholl's. That's crazy.
yeah. And dang, now because I know that Schultz had Trump on his podcast, so now I want to go back and see how long ago that was or what episode it was. But maybe I'll do that another time. Um, but another thing about this special, which was even more like, I guess, put even more emphasis on the father symbolism is I think I have to show it here. So his dad, his dad, this is his dad. So his dad was the intro for his Netflix special. So he had his dad introduce him, and then it was about him being a father. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out because that just it's just like really like really there, it's like super there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole cycle, the circle of life. This circle of life, like in the Lion King, and I did find an interesting connection with him in the Lion King, because of that with the circle of life. But maybe
Well,
we'll
that,
make an extended.
that goes back to what somebody just mentioned in the chat a little bit ago. How Darth Vader says to Luke, I am your father," and then the same guy who voiced Darth Vader voiced the father of Mufasa, right, of Simba, right?
Oh yeah,
So
James Earl Jones. Yeah, James Earl Jones.
yeah, so but that's just, that also connects perfectly. You have the lion again, right? That's England. That's a symbol of England. And then
Mhm.
I already mentioned how King Charles is tied to the lion because of that England thing, but the tiger is the other cat, right? And he became, there is no year of the lion, so he became year in the year of the tiger, right? The other cat. And the cat is the tiger is also known as the king, right? And so is the lion. So both those cats have the connection, but then, but that's the point, is that it connects perfectly because the father, he played the father. James Earl Jones played the father in Lion King and Darth Vader. So, and then of course Luke, like Luke is a book of the Bible, and yeah, we could talk about more, but we'll try to stay more on top. There's so much more you could say, but we'll try to
Yeah.
stay. We'll try to get to this other part.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move on. And then so shortly after he was on Raw, um, he was on the Theo Von podcast. Theo Von's another comedian podcaster, and he talked about um, his Netflix special and then going on Raw. Like he talked about all that, everything we just talked about pretty much on this podcast, and it was episode 569, and that's the 104th prime, and father equals 104, and this 10-4 thing this is gonna connect even more with like um the him coming back to Raw and him facing Judgment Day, like JD 10-4. So this 104 is important too. So again, he was on or on Theo Von's podcast, episode 569, the 104th prime, father is 104. Now this is the second time, and he returns to the garden, like returning to the garden, and this was when the first thing that he says, so they introduce him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here to see John Cena's his final match." Obviously, so you had the John Cena, JC, Jesus Christ thing, and then on top of all the stuff that Cody's been finding with John Cena, like attached to that moment, is it makes it just even more profound. So, I'm pretty sure everyone in here has seen Cody's work on John Cena and stuff, but like if you haven't, you definitely need to. I like highly recommend it, and it really just it adds on to, like I said, it adds on to the profoundness of this moment here. Him coming back to the garden um on this day. And so what happened, like Cody mentioned earlier, so just to break it down again, the person that he was having beef with was Dominic Mysterio, the son of Rey Mysterio. And like Cody said, this is the father son duo as of right now. And I don't know too much about it. If you want to elaborate on it more, because that's as much as I really know. Before we get into like the 619 stuff, but if you want to like get a little bit more into the story and how.
Well, yeah. So how does this connect to everything we've already talked about? It actually connects perfectly. You have Rey Mysterio, the father, but Rey means king in Spanish.
All right.
Okay, so king again, king, and then son, Dominic. Dominic means, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what Dominic means, but it sounds like domination, like being dominant, right? I don't
And
know
then
if that's what it.
and then it's your middle name, so there's a connection to your name again.
Well, that's what I mean. Is this? That's why this is so crazy. The two father son duos in the WWE are connected to me. My middle name is Rey. You're talking about Rey Mysterio and his son, and then the other guy who's father and son in the WWE is Cody Rhodes. My name is CR, and then this guy's Rey. So it's like it's really
Yeah,
interesting.
so your name is like connected to both the father of one of the duos and then the son of the other duo.
Yeah, and not just that, because let me take the screen for a second so I can show them. Or do you already have a picture of the 619? Do you already have that?
Yeah. In the next
Okay.
slide.
Okay. So before we get to that, but 619 guys, or actually I will take, because I'll show them what I'm going to get at with the 619. King James. So King James.
I think you have to switch screens.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So King James is born on 619, okay? June 19th. When is my birthday? June 19th. Okay? And remember, Rey Mysterio, we're going to show you in a minute how Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio connect to the 619. But again, Rey means king, and that's what his name means. His name literally means king. Let me just pull up Rey Mysterio, like a big picture, so you guys can.
And while he's doing that, just to emphasize, so going along with the King James thing, you know that there's the King James in basketball, and he is part of a father son thing as well.
Right.
And
exactly.
And what was crazy was that he was injured for a long time, and on this day he returned back. He returned after his injury on this exact same day. King James, LeBron James of the Lakers.
Right. Exactly. Like, and my father was born where I'm not sure of this, but there's even a good chance that my father was born in the same hospital as LeBron James. I haven't been able to, or at least close to it, like because let me see, I can't remember.
And that's wild because Steph Curry, I guess it's confirmed Steph Curry was born in that same hospital, and he was born on Pi Day.
Right. Let me see if does it say what hospital he was born in? He was born in Akron.
I didn't know his middle name was Raymond.
Oh, whoa. Okay. I actually didn't. I knew that, but it didn't click. So yeah, his middle name is Ray, guys. My middle name is Ray. And again, he equals 114, right? LeBron James. This is just the number connection. LeBron James. And we're talking about King James, whose birthday is my birthday, right? And King James' birthday is 619. What is 114? See how LeBron James equals 114? Well, what is 619? 619, my birthday, King James' birthday, is the 114th prime. Okay? So my birthday is King James' birthday, and LeBron James, born, if not in the same hospital as my father, within miles of the. I don't know what hospital my dad was born in. I don't know if he was born in, but he's from Wadsworth, Ohio. Let me just, while we're on it, I'll just pull it up. But I need to figure this out actually, because if it's true that my dad was born, this is where my dad grew up, right? But I want you guys to see. I've never asked my dad this, but there's a chance that he was born in Akron. Look at Wadsworth. It's a suburb. I doubt there's a hospital here. I mean, there might be, but my guess is they went to Akron for the birth for my dad. I have to ask him this. I might even ask him this week, because if he's born, and I guess I got to find out which hospital. Maybe I should look that up. Which hospital was LeBron born in? Summa Akron City Hospital. Okay. So now at least I know. I should have asked this a long time ago, to be honest, but just wondering what that would equal. Anyways, so yeah, I'll ask my dad. I can't confirm that my dad was born in the same hospital as LeBron James, but it's at least close. Like, again, as I showed you, like, here's where my dad grew up, right here, Wadsworth, right? And so it's like 20 or 30 minutes, maybe not even that. I don't know how far it is, but think about that, guys. It's absolutely insane how all this really does connect organically. And I'm the one person in the world. Think about it. How many other YouTube channels in the world, how many people in the world are sitting here every day talking about WWE, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and somehow it seems like they scripted the whole WWE around me because I decoded? I don't know. That's the thought you would have, but it's like I'm the perfect person to be decoding the WWE. It was my destiny, right? That's really what it is, guys. It's my duty from God to do this. That's the point. Like, why did I watch wrestling growing up to begin with? My stepdad was into it, so I started watching it, right? And then all those years I was watching it and didn't know it was coded. And then I get to my adult life where I'm here now, and I realize that the whole thing that I was meant to do was because it's actually connecting to me personally. Again, it's my birthday right there, guys. And just to get back to the Revelation thing real fast, his name is Mysterio. And that's a mystery, unmasking. And unmasking is a revelation. That's the same concept. And, the fact that his name is King Mystery, that's essentially what his name means, is King Mystery. And notice he has the cross, right? Right on it. He always wears it right on his third eye. Think about that. And then his full name, I'll just show this and then we'll get back to your stuff, Sean. But this is what's big too, is look at this. And I think this is like more profound than it should be, it should be more profound, because this guy, Mr. Mysterio, his name equals 2221. And what's the last chapter in the whole Bible? It's Revelation 22:21. So let that sink in, guys. Like, out of all things his name could equal, and Rubio is Rubido, and in the alchemical things from the Rosicrucians, that's the final stage. So, and Cody Rhodes means where's roses grow. So it all connects. We'll go back to your slides now. We'll get back to the father-son thing, and then maybe we'll talk more about that if we have time.
And that just made me realize what we'll probably talk about at the end too, with the Wizard of Oz and how that movie came out. The Wicked movie came out today, and like the ruby slippers was what she needed just to get back home. That was all she needed. So that might connect to the root to his last name too. We can talk about that if we have more time at the end. But yeah, so I guess just for everyone watching this, like, I guess try to imagine how surprised, like, well, I don't know if surprised is the right word because we weren't really surprised, but just like how crazy like that is. You know, back in March when we had pointed out all this father son stuff, just with his own father connections, bringing that to the WWE and um connecting to all this with AJ Styles, and then it turns out that happens again. So it's just like full confirmation. Like we're like, dude, like that's exactly like totally not reaching at all. It's like totally on point. So there's no no
Oh, hold on.
coincidence. Yep.
Somebody made a huge point here. It was in Scotland where Dominic first betrayed his father and turned.
Oh wow.
Thank you for reminding me that. I'm glad there's some wrestling fans that watch because no one else would have caught that. But yeah, it was. It was in Scotland, and Drew McIntyre headline. That was right before King Charles became king. So wow. But yeah, we'll get back to that. But thank you for adding that as we're going through.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead, Sean.
awesome. And then also, like I said, with the 104, Father's 104, and then you have 10 for like Judgment Days. J is the 10th. D is the fourth letter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
on the Judgment Day group, they have a guy named JD.
Uh,
JD
I don't. I, I,
JD
I didn't know that one.
JD McDonough is his name.
Mhm.
And yeah, so they have that coded in twice. Judgment Day JD, and then there's a JD in the group. And there's JD Vance, who's from Ohio. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, that Ohio stuff is, and he's from Middleton, or Middletown, whatever. It just
yeah, he's
yeah.
closer to me where I grew up. He like just south of me is like maybe an hour south. He grew up hour and 15 minutes at most.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something to that for sure with him, with JD Vance and Ohio. And um so yeah, so this is like how, oh, okay, so another thing is that before this event, before all this stuff manifested, Cody had even told me, he's like, oh, on November 29th there's going to be a bit like an event that it's going to be connecting to both of us. So this is how like the father son thing with Rey Mysterio, like it ties both of us together, because like Cody mentioned, the 619, that's his birthday, and everything he had just mentioned. But that's the so that's the San Diego area code. um and SD, my name is Sean Desaad, so those are my initials, Sean SD. And the famous team is the Padres. So it's like,
Which means father.
yeah, which means father. So there's something just like, it's like
And
how, like what, it's like it just, with all these little details, it's like what the heck is like can possibly be going on.
well, that's what I mean is it's just too many little details guys, I know you might be saying, who do these guys think they are? They're saying that everything's connected to them. No, guys, everything's connected to all of us. I guarantee you, if you all looked in your own lives, you would find this. Guarantee it. But just with us being on the world's, like being the decoders on the world stage, I know this isn't much of a world stage with only 103 people watching, but this is the biggest of the world stage there is right now in decoding. There's not many other channels doing this. Um, you know what I mean? This is the world stage of decoding. But like, just yeah, it's, and then you have war games coming up. Do you have a slide for that too, Sean, or is that what you were getting at?
Oh, I don't. So maybe
Okay,
when.
I'll pull it up real fast so they know.
Okay.
So with Sean showing this, guys, Sean's initials again, SD, Padres. He always talks about his father. Padres, his father. My dad.
And then
Again,
Rey
I don't.
Mysterio, and then you have the father son thing with Rey Mysterio and his son, and it's like,
Right, and that's my birthday, 619, and that's the move they both do. Right, they both do the move called the six. That's how they end their match every time. The 619. right? Which is the area code of the Padres, the Fathers. So, and then what's coming up later this month? In San Diego. And again, these events, this is the first big event I can remember being in San Diego for a long time, like a pay-per-view event. But look at the the highlight match. It's going to be the son, Dominic Mysterio, who does the 619 in the 619 area code versus John Cena again, which connects all of this. John Cena, who just beat Dominic Mysterio to become the Intercontinental Champion. My guess is that Dominic will win this back. Maybe not. I don't know, but that's my best guess, is that he'll win it back because John Cena is going to retire. So this is all to make Dominic Mysterio, just in the realistic or the rational reality of this, is it's all to make Dominic Mysterio the next star. To make him a bigger star, right? Getting the rub from John Cena. But yeah, it's going to be crazy because yeah, it really it connects so perfectly in so many ways. And then the other cover they producing for this is this guy on the front, who also, again, I told you, Braun Breaker, the guy right here in the middle, he's known for his father being in wrestling. So it's a father-son with him too. His uncle and his father, actually. And then, of course, Cody Rhodes is on the other cover. So you got father-son stuff going on everywhere. So that's just, an addition to what's coming up later this month, leading into December, which I believe is going to be a huge month. So go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. And did you also mention already how you said that Rey Mysterio teamed up with John Cena on this day, the 17th? Did you?
Oh yeah. At the hold on. 1 second. So at this event where he came back, with where Andrew Scholes, who's all about the father, that's his whole thing, is about being a father. Andrew Scholes came and confronted the son, but in the match where John Cena faced the Judgment Day, guys, I mean, how much more obvious do we need to make this? The group is called the Judgment Day. And who teamed with John Cena in his final match on Raw, which is War, right? It was the dad, Rey Mysterio, whose name equals the last verse of Revelation. I mean, think how perfect that is. John Cena's catchphrase right now is "the last time is now." He's teaming with a guy whose name equals the last number in the book of Revelation, Revelation 22:21. His name is John. The book of Revelation was written by John, and he's teaming with a guy with this number, and he's fighting the Judgment Day. I mean, how much more in your face, undeniable, profound can it get? This is why wrestling is, to me, better than the other sports, because the other sports, they don't have guys coming out there named the Judgment Day, or somebody named John Cena, or somebody named Rey Mysterio wears a mask and fighting with his son. You can get so much more symbolism packed into this than you can the other sports. Not saying the other sports are not clearly coded, like Christian Kirk catching a touchdown yesterday and making the score 9-10, like Charlie Kirk got shot on 9-10. That I should have done a standalone video about that. Maybe we'll touch on it at the end. But the point is, this is why I focus on wrestling so much, guys. It's not just random stuff happening. This is like prophecy playing out in the ring, on the stage, and playing out perfectly, just by every angle. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I think is so cool, is that like no one would expect how deep these little interactions are. Like nobody, because it's like, I guess, like for a lot of people who see it just as entertainment, like it's put out there as kind of on the cornier side, like that's the purpose of it. And like I remember when I was telling AJ, before you and AJ started working together, and I was like telling him about like how you decode wrestling, and he was even skeptical about it. He's like, oh man, like, I just can't take wrestling seriously. Like, it just seems like such a joke. And I was just like, dude, that's the point. That's what makes it so brilliant about how they do it, because everyone sees
Well,
it like that. And then when
that
you start
is what
looking,
it yeah, that is what it is. Most people, I mean, first of all, WWE has 111 million followers on YouTube, so it's not like most people hate it. A lot of people really love it. But
Mhm,
if you go out into the go to the supermarket tomorrow and ask people, "Oh, you watch wrestling?" A lot of them are going to be like, "What are you talking about? That's stupid." Like,
mhm,
it's funny that there's so many people that watch it, but it seems like it's rare to find people that actually watch it. But again, I don't even really watch this stuff fully, guys. I keep an eye on it. I'll watch the big shows, but it's not like I sit down and watch it every day. As a kid, I did. It's not even as fun to watch anymore as it used to be as far as the matches and stuff. But the symbolism, I don't even need to watch the shows to see that. They just post the 5 minute recap videos on YouTube, and I get all I need to know. But like, yeah, what you're saying, Sean, is that this they they expect people to not take it seriously because it's something that you wouldn't think you should take seriously. It's fake people without their shirts on fighting in a ring that looks half the time it does look super fake. But that's not the point. The point is that's to deter you from looking more into it because the symbolism. Why do they have a group called the Judgment Day? Why did they used to do shows called? Let me just pull this up. Why did they used to do shows called the? They called it what was it? Armageddon, right? And like, which is in the in the Bible as well, right? And the guy on the front is doing the, and this ties to what's going on right now, guys. I might just do a standalone video on this, but yeah, like this guy's hitting a button, like right here, right? Armageddon. The show was called Armageddon. This was back in many years ago now, but this guy's name is Chris Jericho. And Chris, like Christopher, like Christ, and then his last name is Jericho. Jericho, like the walls of Jericho. I mean, you don't. That's why this is better to decode than sports is like normal sports because again, you don't have a guy running out there named Chris Jericho. I mean, of course, they have a guy named Enlil, which is interesting. Me and Rambo have been talking about, but still, like it just you can't get better than this when it comes to symbols, archetypes, right? So that's all I mean. It's really not easy to overlook this stuff.
yeah, it's super fascinating too. I keep saying that I'm gonna get, like, I think I really am going to um to watch wrestling more, because like I used to watch it a lot when I was growing up. So like um I see I understand the appeal for it. It's not like I wouldn't be able to get back into it. It's just like I never know when it's where to watch it or when it's on. But I definitely want to
Well,
um
again, the best you can do is just catch the reruns, or and the thing is, the good thing for you is you don't need to watch it if you don't want to because you know that I'll be covering it. So it's
yeah.
and that's I think that's the point. That's why I'm here, guys. That's why God put me in this position. I am here. I am just doing my duty, right? And just I want to be like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane and just surrender to what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing is every day on here working hard to show you guys what's going on the world stage, to show you what's really going on and where we're heading because something as the movie that came out today, the cover will show in a little bit. It says you will be changed. So something is coming, guys, in the next couple of years, maybe even sooner than that. That is going to force us to really look harder at things. Hopefully, I hope it does. I hope it really does force us to look beyond just the surface and go way deeper than at least the normal people. Here on our channels, we already do that, but I want the more people that are normal people to really question things. So
Yeah, and just so people know, like there's even more like little really intricate numerical connections that like we have to we have to leave out for your guys' convenience, because like for instance, another thing, so he was standing next to this guy, Cam Scatibo,
yeah,
Andrew Schultz was. He wears number 44 on the Giants, and cancer equals 44, and my dad died of cancer. So there's always little like things like that. There's so many. There's like so many like things like it's impossible to share it all. So like um just we're only able to show you like the big stuff, like the apparent stuff. So let's just continue. I'm almost done. Um, this is probably the most intricate part. But this is gonna segue into to Cody's stuff, which is gonna it just takes this all to like even crazier level, and I don't even I cannot fathom how they were able to make this all happen. Like I really don't, and I don't even know if these guys even know that this is what it is. But just to explain, and I'm pretty sure most people who are watching now saw how Cody had that miraculous day. It was the day after the 17th, so the 18th, and he placed the bet on number 17, who his odds of scoring was plus 1700, which means like it was close to like impossible, and he was 1700 weeks exactly, and he ended up scoring. And there were so many other things that had to do with 17 that like I said, we're gonna have to maybe we'll make an extended version or something, but like the 17 was that was actually what inspired Cody to place like all the he was finding 17 connections before he even placed that bet with the with this event, right? Am I correct by saying that?
Yeah, yeah, everything, because it was all about the night before with the Dallas Cowboys game. It was, and it was again, it was thankfully it was you who came in and said that the final score of the Cowboys game was 16-33, which is the 17 star number.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, John Cena, I hadn't been looking at 17 enough this year because of I knew John Cena was being called the 17, like the never seen 17. But it never hit me that this was going to be the important number. But what's crazy about it is that hockey player that scored on that night. The last few days I've been looking at all these hockey players and I found some crazy stuff, but I'm not sure I'll ever find another uh, alignment like that. Like that was absolutely insane. It really was. Just the 17s in general was just absolutely insane. And whenever that day does come where there's another alignment like that, it will be crazy to see. But that guy, that was a special night, and it was all about the number 17. So yeah.
Yeah, and just to um or to reinforce that, like, so I found out that he was even Andrew Schultz. This is all he's the catalyst for this whole presentation. Um, he was tied to all that 17 stuff as well, because on the day of the event when he returned to the Garden, he was 15359 days old, and that's so 153 is the 17 triangular number, and 59 is the 17th prime. So two 17s. And think about how the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, and then Freemasonry was founded in 1717, right? And that is actually a prime number by itself. It's the 1794th prime number. So I remember seeing that, and I didn't really understand. I didn't know. I didn't think much of it yet. But then I saw this next thing, which is really interesting. So I believe this is when he became a dad, because this is when he posted. And when I look it up, most of the sources say that they don't. I guess they don't exactly know when he became a dad, but this is when he posted about becoming a dad first. So I'm pretty sure that's like the given date. And when you go from John Cena's age that day when he became a dad, it's 17094 days, just like 1794. The 1794 prime is how many days he was on this day that he returned to the Garden, and he said, "I'm here to see to support John Cena's last match on Raw." And on top of all the 17 stuff that happened with Cody, the next day. And there's so much more that I want to get into with the 17s and um, like what happened with that game when he won the bet. Can't do it right now, but just keep this in mind. Okay, so we're gonna show you guys what the 1794 is. So remember the synchronicity or this like connection here. So um, John Cena's age, the day that he became a dad, I believe, 17,094 days. Okay, so that is pretty wild. Um, that was after, like, that was after all the other father son stuff that we had put together, and then so like when this was just like like over the top confirmation, like we were already completely confirmed, and then it was just like we just get too much confirmation that it's like overbearing and we don't even know what to do with it. But now we're gonna segue to Cody. This is my last slide, so you can show everybody how this connects to everything we're talking about with the Father and Son in the Bible and all that.
Yeah. Okay. So again, just keep this number in mind, guys. The 1794. That's how old Cena was when this guy Andrew became a dad, supposedly, and 1794, right? And then, as we showed, Andrew on the day he came to see John Cena in the garden, he was 1794 prime day. So, what is up with this number 1794? Well, remember, Schultz came to see John Cena, who's wearing a shirt right now that says the last time is now, right? And let me just once again pull it up. He's wearing the shirt that says the last time is now, which is it can't get any more clear reference to the book of Revelation. So why was John Cena 1794 on Schultz becoming a father? And why did Schultz come to the garden to see Cena when he was 1794 prime days old? Because it all connects back to the book of Revelation, which we are currently experiencing, which is why all this is happening. And it's also known as the book of the Apocalypse, which means unveiling, or it's also called the Apocalypse of John. So this is big, guys. The book of Revelation is called the Apocalypse of John. Andrew Schultz came to see John Cena in the garden when Andrew Schultz was 1794 prime days old. And this is where it just really all comes together by the numbers, because we already showed you the improbability of these two guys being connected with the 1794. Now watch what you get if you type in the Apocalypse of John. Watch. Whoops. I just wanted those two, not all these. The Apocalypse of John literally equals that number that manifested for John Cena and Andrew Schultz. Guys, give me some mind blowns in the chat. This is the time where we ask ourselves, what are the odds? This is not just this is like a really random number too, like 1794. I mean, it just so happens that the Apocalypse of John equals 1794. This is the age of Andrew, the prime number age of Andrew Schultz on this day when John Cena had his last match with Rey Mysterio. Mysterio means mystery. Unveiling, the unveiling of the mystery. But look at this other phrase. In the Bible, part of the Trinity, and I found this by accident last night, but the unbegotten Father is essentially another name for God the Father who is not begotten, meaning he's not created, meaning he is the subject of this reality. He's the subject of everything. He's not objective. He is the subject. He is the substance. He is everything. And Christ is, based off the Trinity, is part of his. That's what Jesus is. Jesus is the son of the unbegotten Father. That's why they call Jesus the begotten Son. Okay? And all these ads, man. What is all this? Man. So, but anyways, the concept of the unbegotten Father. And what does that equal? And remember, Andrew Scholes was the father who showed up to see John Cena at his last match during John Cena's apocalypse, essentially. Right? The apocalypse of John, 1794, the unbegotten Father. The apocalypse of John, the revealing in John's, the book of Revelation is about an apocalypse or a revealing, a revelation, or an aha moment, like, wait, I get it. Jesus is the Son. That's the whole point. If you were to summarize, people sometimes look at this too more confusing than it needs to be. Revelation means an aha moment, or like, oh, I get it now. I see clearly. That's as simple as that. Opening the eyes and seeing, this is simple. I get it. Jesus is the Christ, the Savior. But what does that mean? That means Jesus is one with the Father. Therefore, if you are in Jesus, you are in the Father. Right? In the Father. You're in the infinite. You're in the Father if you're in Jesus, because Jesus is the Father, because Jesus is one with the Father. So there is no separation. There's no more Adam. There's no more Adam trying to reach for God and not being able to hit. What's that painting called? Adam trying to touch God. I don't even know what that painting is called. Oh, it's called Creation of Adam. So there's no more separation. Okay? There is no more separation. This is the point. Why is this picture drawn like this? Because Adam was not able to touch because he hadn't had the revelation yet. He didn't know that Jesus, the Savior, or understanding the revelation of Jesus Christ to John, once he understood that, he didn't even have to move. He didn't even have to go back. He just had to realize there's no going there. We're not moving through time. There is no moving through time. God is always here right now. You don't have to go back. There was no separation to begin with. There's only the revelation that, I was seeing things the wrong way. I was blind and now I see. Why is that song so popular? It's because it's simply the revelation. You were blind, but now you see. You're not going anywhere. You're not physically going anywhere. You're just remembering. You're just remembering who Jesus and God is, who the Father is. You're not Adam anymore. What's Adam doing in this picture? He's not trying to open his eyes. He's lazy. Stop being lazy and just remember. Just be opened. Just don't be blind anymore. Open the eyes, right? You don't even need to reach for God, because if you're in Jesus, you're with God, okay? So this picture should just cut Adam off completely, because Adam can't touch that. He can't. He can only be with God in Jesus. That's the whole point of the salvation narrative, is simple as that. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you were gone, Sean. Did you drop
It was
off?
it was like for a second.
Oh, what happened? Did it drop you off?
Yeah, it was my my mic. Like, it's
Oh,
weird because
okay.
when my mic when it accidentally unplugs a little bit, like it shoots me backstage because it makes me
Okay.
like yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I was just wondering if I accidentally hit the button. I didn't mean to knock you off if I did. So
No, you're good.
But yeah, this picture right here is just profound in many ways, because this is not this cannot happen. It's telling you that You have to just simply accept and open your eyes to the truth that God is, right? That God is, and there's none beside him, right? Satan, Satan is nothing. He's only something if you make him something. If you let him be something. Stop letting Satan be something. Satan is just an adversary. Satan means adversary. So Satan is an adversary against you knowing the truth. Simple as that. There's no Satan with a horny tail and I'm sorry, guys. That's not what Satan looks like. It doesn't even matter what Satan looks like. Satan means adversary, which means he's the adversary of what the truth is. And the truth is that God is. Okay? And if anything tells you other than that, then that's Satan. If anything tells you other than what is actually is, then that's Satan. Okay? And it's not some horny tailed guy with a horny pipe. Oh, that sounds wrong. What am I trying to get at? He's not a horned creature with a pitchfork, whatever you want to picture him as. That's just a picture we give to him. It's not what he looks like, probably. That you can't give looks to these things. It doesn't matter. Like God doesn't look like he's not a man with a gray beard. Okay? It's not even realistic. Do you think when we go to heaven, we're even going to look like what we look like now? No. Stop thinking that the spiritual realm looks anything like the physical realm. It doesn't. The only reason that God had to write the Bible like that and use symbols is because the spiritual realm doesn't look anything like the physical realm. God's not a man. He can't be a man. God is above man. He came into man to show you that you're not stuck in being a man. You're not stuck to this dying body, and he doesn't look like a man. These pictures that they give you are what man can only make a picture of what they know man to look like. So of course they're going to draw God to be a man because that's the only reference they have. But God is much bigger than that. He's not limited to being a man. He's not a man with a beard. He's not anything. He's not anything that you can name him other than the Savior, and he is. And Christ is. And there's none other than that. There is only that. There is only that. Do you guys understand? There is only that. I'm sorry to get I just wanted to get through people's heads. There is only God. Stop believing in stupid shit. Stop it. That's what I mean. Like, I don't understand why people can't see the simplicity of what God is. He is, and there is no other. Don't even call him God. His name can't even be, his power cannot even put in the name G-O-D. Forget G-O-D. Forget it. Forget everything else in this world. Don't look at anything else in this world. Don't look at me. I don't exist either. There is no Cody. There is no Sean. There is no Widow's Son. There is no Apache Ghost. There is no Maggie. There is no James. There is no future. There is no Satan. There is no nothing. It's just God. There's only God. And if you guys can't understand why I'm so passionate right now, you guys don't see it. Because there's only God. And I know that because I feel him. He's just here. He's here right now. There's no other person. I don't matter. You don't matter. Sean doesn't matter. Stop thinking we matter. We don't matter. None of us matter. There is no such thing as matter. Scientists say there's matter. There's no matter. Do you guys understand me? I'm passionate about this because I want us to be free from this. That's what I want. I don't want to do anything. I don't want money. I don't want fame. I don't want a girlfriend. I don't want food. I don't want any of it. I just want to go back to the garden. And the garden is God himself, Jesus. There's no separation. I and the Father are one. That's what Jesus said. No illusion. We don't matter. Your physical form doesn't matter. To say that you matter is making God less. You are in God. You, the illusion, don't matter. I don't matter, the illusion. We don't exist. Only God exists. You're not going to die and be illusion in heaven. You really think you're going to die and you're going to go to heaven and look like yourself and talk to a guy with a beard? No, that's not what it's going to look like. You're going to go away into nothingness, and you're going to be with God. And it's not going to look like illusion. It's not going to look like you, the illusion. It's going to look like, you guys don't understand. There's no matter. No, if you think that we matter, then you have missed the point. I don't matter. You don't matter. No. He didn't send his son to die for our fleshly bodies. He sent us to die to bring us back to him, not to matter. We don't need to. Satan thought he mattered. And that's why you think you matter. You're Satan then right now. If you think you matter. That's just the truth. To matter. But God doesn't need to care for us. We're already with him if we just believe it, if we just accept it. That's the point. If the way you keep thinking, illusion, you're separating yourself from him right now. That's what I'm trying to say, is you're setting yourself apart from him. No, it's not satanic to say that we don't matter. What are you talking about? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Ego says you matter. That's Satan. It's satanic to say that you do matter. These fleshly bodies mean nothing. Do you really care about your fleshly body? No, you shouldn't. Like, again, you guys are missing the point. It's not what matters. Does anything matter? You're just believing in this fairy tale that something matters. Nothing matters. It doesn't mean we don't do things, take care of things. You guys know me. I talk about taking care of myself. I do take care of my body. But does it matter in the end? Yeah, but a spiritual body does not look like a human body. You can't even say what it looks like because it doesn't look like anything, because your only reference is what a man looks like. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that those things do not matter. Who cares what who cares what anything looks like? Yeah, that's what he's saying. I'm not even mad at him. I'm just trying to tell him that we don't need to, it's so simple. It's so simple. Like, to say that we matter is to put yourself in the fleshly realm, is to put yourself here. And yeah, we are here right now. We seem to be, but when all this fades away, it's not going to be any of this. It's not going to look like any of this. You can't even describe it. We can imagine this body that we're going to get, but it's not going to look like any of it. God didn't die. God doesn't die. His image died. His son in his body died. But God never died. That's the reason he rose again. That's not dying. He was never dead. God can't die. And as long, none of us can die either when we're in God. The body died and rose from the dead, not God. Jesus' body died and rose from the dead, not God. God was in the flesh, yes, but when the flesh dies, the body comes. The body comes back. But the point was to forget about the body. Why do you want to hold so strongly onto the body, the flesh, the physical form? Yeah, Jesus is God, but the flesh was not. The flesh died and came back. Jesus is God because there's only God. And to think that there's not other than only God is Satan. That's why. You guys got to understand what I'm saying. Jesus is God. How can you rise from the dead? The body died and it rose again. The God didn't die. What are you talking about? You guys making no sense. Of course. See, this is what I mean. You guys are so in your heads, man. What's the point? What's the point? Jesus died? Of course. Just like we're all going to die. The body died, not God. Again, what's the difference between the flesh and the body? The body can die. The spirit or God's spirit does not die. That's what I'm trying to get at, is that there's no difference between saying that the body died and came back and saying that you didn't. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to get you guys to simplify it and tell you that we can be here right now. Stop playing around with all this stuff. We can do this right now. Why do you think I'm challenging that? That's the story, is that he died and rose again. The body. He overcame death because he can't die. You guys don't get what I'm saying. You see what I mean? God, you guys are so stupid, man. It's so simple. It's so simple. No, but why are you offended when I say that nothing matters? I don't get offended when I say I don't matter. I don't want to matter. And it's not because I don't think God came to save me. It's because I don't need to matter. If you think you need to matter, then you're on the side of Satan. Yeah, that was rude. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I'm just getting too... Again, guys, I apologize. I'm just overheated because I really want this to be... I want this world to get better, man. I want it to get better. Not that it's going to get better, but I know that we can do better. Of course. I'm not... See, this is what I mean. When I try to tell this, you guys are not... Apparently, you guys don't understand what I'm saying, because I'm not challenging anything that you're saying. I'm just telling you to matter. Why are we even arguing over what matters? That's what I mean. No, but you guys just don't understand what I'm saying. That's the point. Won't you guys even try to understand? Yeah, I shouldn't have called you guys stupid. That was really stupid of me. But again, I'll admit my mistakes. Again, no one's perfect. I admit my mistake. I'm stupid, but for saying that. But again, that was just coming out when I wasn't even thinking, because I was so yelling that I'm not taking a breath. That's what I mean. Gene Splice says, that's what I'm trying to get at, Gene Splice. I'm just saying that the material at the end of the day is just something we need to overcome. That's the overcoming of the death. But what matters? Because the material doesn't matter. It matters for a short time, and then we fade away, and we become whatever we go after that. That's what I mean. Most of you guys, I didn't call everyone in the chat stupid. I shouldn't have called anyone stupid, but I'm just saying that, like, I'm trying to get it to be simple. I agree with everything everyone's saying in the chat. I don't disagree with any of it. The scriptures you guys are posting, the illusion, Joseph, I agree with all of it. I'm just telling you that at the end of the day, to think that we matter right now as we are is where we get trapped, because when that's over, it's not that, none of that. Yeah, we have to do something now. We have to. I'm not saying nothing matters. If I didn't think anything mattered, why would I be here every day? Why would I be here every day doing this if I didn't think anything mattered? What I'm saying is that at the end of this, we will realize that we missed the point, including me. We all missed the point because we're stuck in this physical body where we cannot see God. We cannot touch God, just like Adam here. We can't get close to God because we're missing the point. To sin means to miss the mark. Look up the etymology of sin. It means to miss the mark. We're missing the point, and we're all missing the point. I don't even fully understand it. In fact, the best way to describe God would just to be to sit in silent and be in his presence. That would be the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. So with that in mind, I'll take my own advice, and I'm going to get ready to end the stream, and I'll go be in silence. Yeah, we are missing the point because we can't comprehend God. We can only comprehend physically the symbolism of God. We are missing the point, and that's falling short. That's the same thing. But it's not that it matters if we fall short or we miss the point, as long as we know that we can have salvation. That's the point. Sean, are you still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you have something else you wanted to share?
I mean, I can end it off on this. There's this part of the Bible in John 17 that I'll share my screen. I think it encompasses pretty much everything that we're on right now, and so it's Jesus praying to the Father, right? So I'll just let that speak for itself. This is not the King James version, so I just wanted it to be a little bit easier to comprehend. So when Jesus had spoken these words, he lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come, glorify your Son, that the Son may glorify you, since you have given him authority over all flesh, to give eternal life to all whom you have given him. And this is eternal, that they know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. I glorified you on earth, having accomplished the work that you gave me to do. And now, Father, glorify me in your own presence with the glory that I had with you before the world existed. So keep this in mind. This last part, this is the part that you really need to this part right here, but we're going to read the whole prayer. Okay, so I've manifested your name to the people who you gave me out of the world. Yours they were, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. Now they know that everything that you have given me is from you, for I have given them the words that you gave me. Or given them the words that you gave me. Oops, my bad. And they have received them and have come to know in truth that I came from you. Okay, let's actually skip to this part. Okay. I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one. Just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. So I just want to ask real quick. Okay, so if something is one thing, if one thing is in another thing, how can that thing, the other thing, be in the first thing, unless there's some type of spiritual message behind this that's like more than like how can, like, say you have object A and you have object B, and you put object A inside of object B, then how can object B also be in object A. Okay, so there's a mystery behind this, and it's something that they will not break down in church, but this is the thing that really woke me up to this father son thing, which makes me completely agree with what Cody's saying. And I know that that's why we see eye to eye on this. But one more time, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they may be in us. So it's like, so if the Father and Son are one, and they are in each other, and Jesus is praying to the Father that we would be in them the same way that they are in each other. You understand? So, that the glory that you have given me, I have given to them, the same glory. So it's not a separate glory; it's the same glory. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, the same glory, that they may be one, even as we are one. Even as we are one. So the Father and Son are one. And he's like praying to the Father that we would understand that we are one in the same way that they are one. In the same way, not in a separate kind of way, but the same way. Understand? So I in them, this is where it gets crazy. I, Jesus, in them, right? So Jesus in us, you, the Father, in me, Jesus, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you had sent me and loved them as you loved me. Father, I desire that they also, whom you have given me, may be with me where I am, to see my glory that you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. O righteous Father, even though the world does not know you, I know you, and these know that you have sent me. I made known to them your name, and I will continue to make it known, that the love with which you have loved me may be in them, and I in them. So there's a reason why there's all this super abstract, like, it's supposed to be like, that's not supposed to be like simple mind. That's not a simple minded message. That's super profound. And not a lot. You're not gonna hear churches like break it down. Like, they're basically just gonna like brush off as like, oh, it just means that we're all supposed to trust God. Like, that's it. That's what it means. It's like, no, it's saying something so much deeper. Jesus in the Father in Jesus, us in them. Where is it? I in them, you in me, that they may become perfectly one. So that's what I and the Father are one. It's more than just like, oh, like I obey. It's just I'm obeying you. Like, that's what we're all just one religion. Like, it's it's way more profound. Hopefully I've been able to make that clear. Do you see where I'm getting at?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing the actual scripture so we can see it there. And again, I don't disagree with anyone here. It's just that I want us to be there now, guys. I want us to be there now. And what's holding us back right now? I don't know, but I still think that we're so close. And the only reason I wake up every day and I'm so passionate about this, I forget the numbers, really. Forget the numbers. All I care about is being one with you guys in Christ, in God. I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to be what we thought before. And again, you guys know I appreciate you. I wasn't calling everyone in the chat stupid. Unfortunately, my main anger was directed at the illusion. I don't know why the anger came out of me like that, but I'm sorry. I apologize to you, the illusion. But again, I wasn't even really that mad at you. I was in this like heated moment where I felt like I was trying to yell, and I don't know why I was doing that, but somehow I came at the illusion and I shouldn't have done that, because the illusion's always been good to me. And so I apologize, brother. I agree with you, everything you post in there. That's the thing, is I'm not against what you're saying. Um, it's just that right now I feel passionate today because I just feel like we're on the precipice of this finally coming to a head. This whole John Cena stuff. Part of me wonders if I'm going to die in a plane crash on December 7th or something. I don't know. It just feels really weird how the universe kind of pushed me into taking a flight on the day the United States turns 9/11/01. It's just really weird to me. But I'm not saying I'm going to die in a plane crash, guys, but it's just weird. It's that just makes my immortality, thinking that just makes me feel like, yeah, I only have as many moments as I have left, and I should spend them with the people I love, and the channel that I love, the people that I have here. So no matter what happens at any day, I could just not wake up tomorrow because my heart stops. Who knows? I mean, anyone could do that. But we have to understand that at the end of that, we can truly return to God. Right now we feel separate from God because we're in our bodies, but we can at least have this assurance. I just know that a lot of people, I just get frustrated. I'm not depressed and really at all. I'm happy all the time because I feel God here all the time. I love what God is doing right now. I feel like I'm blessed to be able to have this platform, and I'm blessed to have all these people here. I'm blessed to have Sean here by my side. I'm blessed to have the illusion in my chat, one of the best decoders who I've learned a lot from. Also Joseph, who, thank God for Joseph and our collaborations over the years. And for all the people who have made this channel what it is. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes our egos, Satan tries to creep in and say, we have this, that we somehow we should prop ourselves up. I don't want to prop myself up anymore. I just want to be with you guys in paradise, in the moment, in the garden, with God again. A lot of people picture like heaven to be like a golden brick road, but I'd rather have a garden. If I can choose, I'd rather have an outdoor garden, if that's what it's going to look like, right? Again, I told you guys, it's probably not going to look like what we imagine. We can't even imagine it. But what I'm saying is that, I prefer nature anyway. So the way I want to see heaven is, whatever I want to see it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how I want to see it. When I get there, when we all get there, when these bodies fade away, it will be with God again. The new Eden, as Sean is showing. So yeah, that's there, right? You have something to say, Sean?
I just wanted to I was just showing this while you were talking because, yeah, I think the aspect of returning back to Eden is like an aspect that's that's what we keep seeing. Like we keep seeing that this is the message that they are putting, the deep message that they're putting with these events, like even the Charlie Kirk thing, like, and that's what, like, a lot of the passion that Cody has, like I've internalized that because I have that same passion because, like, the message that I have been portraying, especially with the Charlie Kirk thing, because like most people, even to this day, are still just like trying to find as many things as they can to confirm the message that this Charlie Kirk thing was a staged event to mess with us, to be a distraction to us, and to like buy the evil people against us. But like I've shown, like I'll show not the videos, but like the messages that I was finding, that I was showing that they were actually encoding in a more deep way was this message of returning back to Eden. And I've shown it like there's really no way to debunk like the claims that I've made and the connections I've made with the Charlie Kirk thing. So when you think about it, why would they be showing a beautiful positive message behind all the scary evil stuff that is being used as a smokescreen? And like I know that stuff is a smokescreen, and that's where I know that you're passionate, as passionate as you are, because I like people. I feel like the masses are so hungry to find reasons to hate the elites, and when you look at something like Snake Eyes, it like makes it so easy for you to be angry and to be like, oh, like these elites hate us and they're doing this because they are trying to screw us over. But like I'm just as passionate as Cody is to show that there is like they're showing there's a beautiful message hidden behind it, which is like it's returning back to Eden. Like why would they be showing that message in the Charlie Kirk thing? Turning point, turning back to okay, Snake Eyes. That's why Snake Eyes is part of this, because the snake in the garden, and it's turning us. We're turning back to the starting point of being back with the Father. Okay, he died at age 31. Father equals 31. I can go on and on.
Yeah, it's so important to like that's why they said that's why the thing was turning point. We're turning around. We're looking back. And yeah, there's people that would say, yeah, we're looking back, we're going back, but it's again, this time we've learned our lesson and now it can be restored in a way that truly that's the whole point of the journey. That's what God is trying, I think, to get us to understand, is that whatever when the garden is restored as is in the new Eden, it's because we've come through this testing of realization of what was it that we were missing, and what was it that's why the illusion just said in the chat too, it's going to be a new, it's going to be an incorruptible, right? So obviously, so Widow's son dropped out. Whoops. Did I do that? I feel like I'm hitting the button or something. Or did you just drop out again with the... Well, if you want to come back on, we're going to wrap it up after this. I don't have many more streaming hours left this month. So, but okay, first of all, let me just say one more time while Sean's getting back in here. I am not proud of yelling at you, Illusion. And I certainly wasn't. I certainly don't think you're stupid. I just said that out of passion and anger, which I shouldn't have done. But again, I will confess right now that I am not perfect. And this is one of the times where you guys figure that out. So, but I love Illusion like a brother. So I think that without him, I wouldn't have gotten this far either. Again, without Illusion, without Joseph, without Sean. So I don't know, Sean, are you going to be able to get back in here, or you just... But I just wanted to state that to end the stream. I want to end this stream on good terms with you all. And I want you guys to know that I love you. Yeah, I'm trying to glorify God. I'm trying to bring this. I'm trying to have some passion in this world and bring people to God and bring people to this. Like if you guys can't tell that I want that, I don't know what else. And when I'm passionate, I speak stupid stuff sometimes. But guys, I'm Mr. S says the passion I should have night says I'm beyond numbers. Yeah, I don't care about numbers, guys. In the end, if I never had to look at another number again, I would be fine with it. You know what I'd rather do? Guys, I'd rather buy a piece of land. If I had money, I'd rather buy a piece of land, build all of you guys a tiny house on the land, and you all can come live there with me. That's my passion. I want to have a community of people who work together, understand each other. Sometimes they get mad at each other. Sometimes they say the wrong things, but they understand each other. They forgive each other like Christ, and they represent Christ on earth as best they can. My dream is to have enough money one day to buy land and to invite every single one of you to the land and come and get away from the hustle and bustle of all the stupid stuff that's going on, all the bull crap, all the drama, all the stuff that's out there. Come to the land, sit there in nature with God, pray, and just be in peace with God right there. I know that's hard to do. Every time someone tries to create a community, it turns into a cult, but it's not a cult. It's just you can come freely, you can come go. There's no religious. It's just come there, reset yourself, and then go back into the world. Like I want to have a retreat, but I want to have a godly retreat, a place where people can come and go and be together and share and food and laughter and music. I want to have a band for you guys. I want to play in the band for you guys. Like I want to have a stage on the land where I can play, have bands play, and I'll even be up there playing. We can get other people up there. So like, yeah, I mean, I probably need to study it more. I definitely don't have the money right now to even get close to that goal. I'll be honest with you guys. That's why I was probably so excited about winning that bet the other night. I mean, you guys know how everything is right now with everyone struggling a bit with money, I think, but money, I wish money wasn't a thing, but that's just how the reality is right now. Honestly, I wish I could buy land in a tropical place where I have my own fruit trees. I really don't think that I'd rather just live on a place where I can just eat fruit right off the trees, guys. I guess I'm trying to create the garden again, but I mean, that's the kind of life I would like anyways. But you know, that's all I'm thinking, guys. That's all I'm thinking. So, and again, I don't know how I was lucky or blessed enough to have 15,000 people that listen to my rants like this, but sometimes I feel like I don't deserve it, but it's not what I deserve. I know God deserves it. That's all I'm saying. I may not, but definitely God deserves it. And I feel like it's all his duty anyway. I'm just following my passion. So is Sean, so is the Illusion, so is Joseph, so is Apache Ghost. Let's give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Apache Ghosts, God bless you. Tax insurance accessories, God bless you. Mister's 422, God bless you. I know you've been saying really nice things in the chat. Thank you. Joseph Aquaviva, love you, brother. Illusion, I love you, brother. Also, again, I apologize, but I love you. And Coffee Girl, thank you for always being here. Again, I'm so grateful you always show up for every stream like you do. I'm so grateful for you. Enthused Dreams, you're always here too. Thank you so much. Elena, you're always here. You're always great. Thank you. Much love to you. Widow's Son, you're with me. Never mind. Who else did I miss? Maggie, much love to you. Thank you so much, Maggie. Guys, can I just give a big shout out to Maggie? When my stepdad, you know, got in that car accident, she really helped out a lot. And, you know, I don't know if she wants me saying this, but I really appreciate Maggie. She's such a kind person, such a beautiful person, as you all are. And but all the people in here in the chat right now are all the same people that show up every day, and I can't be more happy. I can't be, you know, Gene Spliced. You're always here. Thank you. I think I hit everyone that's in the chat right now, but all the people who are silent stalkers that are always watching silently, thank you as well. Yeah, glory to God. Thank you, Maggie. All right, guys, should I wrap it up? Yeah, I should. But Sean, you have any last words before we wrap this up?
Yeah, thanks for everybody who came, and thank you, Cody, for letting me come on to share. And I guess for the people who are familiar with me and who have been keeping up with me, like, thanks for cooperating with my um, my I guess my emotional, the way that I go about things very emotionally, and like it really is a it's a symptom of the gravity of the things that I find like they're so um especially when they connect me so strongly that like I just don't know how else to respond to them, and it's so hard to contain myself, and I am so grateful that people have stuck around and um have given me the space to like react the way that I do, and to not um like I don't blame people for thinking that I'm egotistical for some of the things that I claim, because I'm like thinking like, what else could this possibly mean? I'm trying to just figure out what this all means. I'm that's like I'm in this journey just trying to figure out what this all means, and I'm like
Bro,
a lot of things I
again,
say are kind of out there. So, but
again,
yeah, I just want to say thank you to the people, especially you, Cody, who like, yeah, who they just you always are patient and um yeah, always there, always there for me.
yeah, and I want to thank you for continuing to do what you're called to do. Because even though I think you need to focus less on understanding why you're doing it and just know that you're supposed to be doing it
Right.
or what it means necessarily, but just trust that it's what you're meant to be doing, right?
Right.
And just like everyone in the chat, uh, everyone in the chat is meant to be doing what they're doing right now too. You know, that's we all have our roles. It even says in the Bible many times there's one body but many parts, and each part has its own function. And I believe and I know truly that you are performing your function. And I know that I am too. And I also understand tonight I got emotional myself a bit, right, guys? I mean, so I understand how you can get emotional. So yeah, thank you for being here, man, and thank you for always sharing your amazing connections. You, as far as the numbers go, you rock it out, and you show things that always blow my mind. So last night, you guys should have seen Sean. He was dropping so many gems that I just tell him, Sean. I could barely speak. I couldn't even finish a sentence because I was still I couldn't even process it. You were dropping so many like mind blowing things, and we only shared like one or two of those in this video, right?
Yeah, I wish there was a like I don't know. I wish there was a way. Like maybe I don't know. Like maybe you got to start like a blog or something, because I know that there's so many things that like are super worthy of I guess people seeing, but it's I think I've learned what I'm learning is I do need to be more considerate for the viewers and for the people watching, because if I just drop all that, it, there's no way to absorb it, and
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it's better
Well,
to get the main message, and then like um yeah, maybe there will be a blog. Maybe I'll make a blog or something where I can
I
whoever
think
is
I think you
wants to see it.
should.
Yeah,
I think you should write it all down and make a blog or maybe even write a book
yeah. I've thought
because
about that a lot.
then it can all be in one place in reading, and then people who are really wanting to go deep into it can do it. But on the videos, you can keep it simple, right? That's what I try to do, right? If you notice my videos, I usually lately, I mean, I used to try to go deeper like you, but then I realized that trying to explain these deep things and especially it wears you out too. Like trying to do videos and explain these deep things, all the deep number connections, especially when there's so many and they're so profound. I just try to sometimes keep it simple. So, especially for the videos. But I think what you're saying there with a blog, like where you can write it all down and have it in writing, it might be a good idea. It's all up to you what you want to do. But I'm just saying that like that would be a really good way to get like the truly profound stuff in writing and at least be there. And then you can point people to the blog and say, here, this is where you read the info. And then just cover videos, just do videos on stuff, on some of that stuff every once in a while where you just take out a portion of that one part of it and just highlight that and then just keep it like that, you know? So, because the connections that you find,
Hello, Cody? You there?
testing, 1 2 testing. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
What did I drop out?
First, yeah, for like a second.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, we could talk about this. We can talk about this off the stream, but yeah, I think it would be. Hey, Ball don't lies in here. Much love, brother. You know what's funny? How AJ comes into this, because you connected me with AJ. AJ's real name is Andrew.
Oh yeah, dude. It's weird because I started noticing. I think I'm gonna start seeing it more, but I've just been noticing a lot of like AS symbolism, like whatever the A stands for, but then Sean like AS, because there's like AJ Styles, AJ Andreas Strait,
Well,
Andrew Schultz.
That's what I mean. There's another AJ in the WWE right now, CM Punk's wife, who just came back and helped that wrestler win the title, AJ Lee. And there was and Baldo Lie told me today, he sent me a message saying he found a huge organic connection he's going to share on the next Eye to Eye podcast. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, it's just crazy how AJ is actually tied into this, because we were talking about AJ Styles. We were talking about Andrew, and then it made me think, wait, this is the name of our other buddy. He ties into this. So again, it's just proving that we're all meant to be here where we're at. And yeah, it's pretty profound. So but we'll talk more about this off the stream. For now, guys.
Oh, but before you sign out, do you want to just show them the movie that came out today? Like we didn't even know it's coming out today, but how it like just ties in perfectly.
So this came out today, and you guys can see the symbolism here. At the top there, it says, let me see if I can make it a bit bigger. You will be changed. That phrase reminds me of like the verse where it says, in a blink of an eye, you will be changed. What verse is that again? I don't remember, but it does remind me of that. And then this bubble, I could say a lot about how this connects to markets stuff, but the point is, it's very similar to what we were talking about. Kind of being this reminds me of the atom. I mean, it essentially is. It's the, but yet kind of inversed, right? It's the dark, the darkness here, but like it's just interesting, like how this came out today, and we decided to do this video today. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know much else about what to say about it yet, because I mean I haven't really looked into it, but I'm sure that. Yeah, Dr. Savage said exactly what I said. A wick. So let me explain this since you brought it up. So in markets, you call the candles, they have wicks on them. Like a wick is where it drops really fast or goes up really fast, but it gets rejected and it looks like a little line. So it's hard to explain. But it's a wick. But notice that the wick goes from red to green. And then there's a girl in a bubble. These are all market terms. And then in the back, of course, there's the yellow brick road like gold, and then there's Emerald City, like green. Yeah, John Wick. That's probably something. Yeah, John Wick's connected. John Wick is about the markets too, because again, these are terms in markets. So, and I'm just thinking about this now because the markets are going down. Like Bitcoin's been dropping. I don't know, guys. It's almost like it's saying that Bitcoin's going to fall in a red wick, but it's going to end up being green. Because obviously green is going up, but I don't know. It's weird. It might also be inversed. I don't know, because it is inversed in a way. The darkness is actually the green, right? So darkness, you would think going down, right? So maybe it's inversed. Because last year in November, when the first Wicked movie came out, the markets were going up. And now this year it's reversed. So I think that's what it is. It has something to do with these market. But anyway, the point is there's that, and then there's the whole connection to the atom reaching for God and everything we've talked about. Yeah, so I don't know. Me and Sean just wanted to share this. Maybe you guys can drop any extra things you guys might see in the chat. But and it's interesting too that these actresses have been being shown like very like skinny now. Have you seen that, Sean? They like this guy on X has been posting pictures of Ariana Grande. She just looks like super sick now. It's like
Yeah,
really,
like emaciated, pretty much.
yeah. But I also saw somebody posting a picture of this other woman also being like super skinny. It almost like makes me think, are they saying there's going to be like a food shortage? Like is this like kind of, is this kind of something that's coming? I mean, I would, the Hunger Games, like, I mean, I certainly hope not, but it's a bit interesting that these two actresses both look very thin. Um, big shout out to Dr. Savage. Just check out his channel too. The strategic reserve is for confiscation, just like the 1993 with gold. They will crash the dollar and everything, and then confiscate Bitcoin. Yeah, that might be what happens. That might be part of what we're getting ready to see happen. Because think about it, they're saying you will be changed, but for good. I who knows what that means, but somebody says, or Joseph says, wicked equals 28 and COVID equals 28. Oh yeah, Ariana Grande came out and said she had COVID. I thought I saw that story. Hold on. Ariana. Whoops. And think about this too. Her last name is Grande. Doesn't that mean big? Sean, don't you know Spanish?
not really, but yeah, it does mean.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I mean it does mean like big or large. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, Ariana Grande. I mean, this is how she looks now. Like, I mean, this is her before. I mean, come on. If she really does have an eating disorder, I mean, I pray for her because, like she looked absolutely fine before. Like I know that though, I know people who have had eating disorders, and it causes you to really like. But there's other reasons why you get skinny too, like drugs. So who knows what it is? But either way, no judging, just praying, hoping that really she gets back to what she looked like before. She looked absolutely fine. So if it is some sort of body image thing, but it does scare me, the symbolism that we're getting from it. Not really scares me, but it just just might need to be prepared for. I mean, there is a reason the Hunger Games exist. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we're coming up on that cyber attack stuff. We didn't even talk about December 7th, but guys, I'm still watching for December 7th. So yeah, I don't. Is there anything else you want to add, Sean?
just a little detail, not super deep, but go to the Gematria. I think I know why Camp Scatabo was wearing number 73 now.
Okay, hold on. I don't know what I just did, but I just deleted my whole page. Hold on. Which one do you want me to go to? Do you want me to go to the calculator?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. Can you guys see the screen now, or did it not come back?
I don't see it. Maybe I can share real quick.
No, that's fine. I'll hold on. I got it. Here we go. All right.
Just like for the whole Garden of Eden thing, just type in Paradise. I think that's why he was wearing number 73.
Well, yeah, because the same night, not the same night, the night after, it was in Paradise where the Golden Knights had that 17 stuff. So
yeah,
that would make sense. And Paradise also is Crown. Crown equals 73. What else? Perfect. So perfect, Paradise, Crown, all equals 73.
I know it's interesting too. You know how you were finding something that might like, you know how you thought maybe the score would be 31-13 for that day.
Yeah.
Type in fall. Like fall of man. Fall.
Oh, fall.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's interesting because that's like that connects that whole day too.
Yeah. Well, doesn't fall? I don't know. But yeah, that is interesting. Fall equals 31 and 13. Huh. Well, yeah, the 73 thing definitely. I think you're on to that because again they were in Paradise the next day. So, but we'll look more. We'll look more offline. We'll talk. Me and Sean will try to get you guys. But this was a crazy video today, and ended up going way longer than it always goes longer than I want it to. But I'm glad we did it. Thank you, Sean. I'm glad we finally got you on here again. Glad that everyone in the chat stayed around. Again, much love to you all. Thanks for putting up with my crazy passion tonight for some reason. Normally I'm a chill person. I don't really say much. I'm a pretty quiet person usually. Just when I'm on here, I'm more talkative. But at the end of the day, we'll see you guys. Don't forget to hit the like buttons if you guys enjoyed the content. If not, I understand. But if you guys did enjoy and found this educational, please hit those likes. If you want to support Sean, again, his channel is at the very top of the video. You can just click the tag. It's linked there. Just go to his channel and give him a sub. Make sure you guys go subscribe. Ugh. Subscribe to all the other channels. That's how you know it's time for me to get off here. Subscribe to all the channels. What the heck's that mean? Subscribe to all the other channels. I love you all. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Okay. God bless. Scrub a dub. Anyway, God bless you all. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.